Hello, in this Windows 10 tips and tricks video, we're going to show you the new taskbar in Windows 10. It's very familiar. If you've used Windows, chances are you most likely have. It hasn't changed an immense amount over several years, but it has changed slightly. So let's just cover the new taskbar. So it's at the bottom right here, and if you've used Windows 8 and Windows 7, you'll be used to these sort of icons. On the left you have the start menu button and Cortana. We're not going to be dealing with these because these deserve their own separate videos. Go check them out. We've got two of them videos for both of them in this series. So here I forgot to mention this, we also got the task view, which is like multiple desktops, very similar to what Mac has. Again, this will have a separate video, so check that out. So we have some icons right here and they are pinned. To actually open up this application, you simply left click it and now it opens up like so. If I hover over it, it just shows me a preview of that particular window. What I'm going to do is just show you what happens if I open multiple windows. So if I right click, I can just see any sort of properties of the application. So you got some pinned windows, we got some frequent used windows, we got the file explorer itself. If I click that again, it opens up that application again. If the application allows me to open it up multiple times, you can unpin this program from the taskbar or close all windows. So before we do that, as we see, we got multiple windows, and sometimes you can have loads of windows open of the same application, and as a result it can get quite messy. And to easily navigate them, just hover over the application icon and you can just see all the different instances that you have open. And maybe I want to quickly have a glance at music. If I just hover over it, the other windows go invisible and I'm able to see music. Same with pictures and the other windows. If I want to close a particular one, just go to it, click the X. Obviously I can close it from here as well. If I right click and I do close all windows, it closes every single window. If I open it again, as you can see, there's like a little blue line at the bottom which indicates that that particular application is open. So that's a great way to see, okay, Microsoft Edge is not open, the App Store is not open, but the actual file explorer is. If I right click, do unpin this program from taskbar, it no longer appears there by default. The reason it's appearing right now is because I have the application open. If I click X, as you can see, it disappears. I want to add that back in there, so I'm just going to simply open up a file explorer window. To actually pin something there, you right click, something that you have open, pin this program to taskbar. There are other ways to pin stuff to taskbar as well. So if I were to right click something, if I right click this, you can do pin to taskbar like so. So unpin this program from that taskbar. You can do that in a lot of places throughout Windows. So that's the general icons covered, but the taskbar is at the bottom. You may want it in a different position. So to do that, just right click the taskbar where there's any empty space. So right click. So select lock taskbar so it's no longer locked. And now I can easily just drag it to the left, to the right, to the top, and to the bottom. I prefer it being at the bottom as that's what I'm used to. So I'm just going to lock it again to prevent any accidental movement that has happened. I remember many years ago it just kept moving because I forgot to lock the taskbar again. So if you right click, you got a bunch of other properties. If you go to toolbars, you can quickly access some other areas of your computer. You can change how Cortana appears, which is this right here. So if I go onto here and I just want to show a Cortana icon, so I've got more rooms for my application icons that I've pinned and that are open, or I can completely hide Cortana. That doesn't mean it's removed from your system, it's just hidden from the taskbar. So I'm just going to show it again because I actually like showing it. Go back, so you can do task view button, show keyboard button. So we got that, and we can easily just access the different keyboard properties, but obviously we're not just open up the touch keyboard, don't want that even though I did click it. So I'm just going to right click, show touch keyboard button. That's very useful if you're using some sort of device that has, let's say, a touch screen. And we got a bunch of other properties. These are grayed out because you need windows open, you need applications open to actually use them. From here you can access the task manager and properties. So let's just show you some of these other functions. So I'm just going to open up multiple instances of File Explorer. I'm going to open up Microsoft Edge. I'll open up another instance of this, and now we're good to go. So if I right click, you can do cascade windows, and as you can see, all the windows are just cascaded on top of each other. You may like that. If you right click, you can do show windows stacked, so they're stacked on top of each other and resized. Again, this is fantastic if you have a monitor with a ridiculously high resolution, then these sort of features really come in handy. Right click, you can show windows side by side, so they're literally side by side. Right click, show the desktop, so my desktop is now shown. Maybe I want to see if I have a particular icon here. If I right click, I can do show open windows, so it opens all my windows again instead of me going manually and pressing them one by one. I can also, like I said, show the task manager. I'm going to go to properties now. In properties, you can also lock the taskbar as well. Instead of right clicking lock taskbar, you can do from here. You can do auto hide taskbar, so I'm just going to select that, click apply, and the auto hide taskbar hides it when you're not using it. And to use it, you just put your mouse to the bottom, and my Mac taskbar just opened because I am using virtual machine. But if I just put my mouse to the bottom, the taskbar opens for Windows. I'm not the biggest fan of auto hiding the taskbar, so I'm just going to click apply. You can use small taskbar buttons, so everything is slightly smaller. Again, you'll probably want to use this if you have a lot of icons pinned, if you have a lot of applications open. If you're that sort of person, you'll want to use something like this. So I'm just going to click apply because I like the icons to be big. From here you can also select the position of the taskbar. Instead of locking it and then dragging it, you can just do it this way, put it back to the bottom. What we've also got is taskbar buttons. Always combine hide labels, which is basically what's happening here. It's grouped windows or instances of applications that are the same into one little group, aka here, and it's hidden the labels. But if I click this, combine, I'm going to put never combine, click apply. As you can see, it shows them all manually like so. So I can easily see, okay, I want pictures, movies, File Explorer. But if I hover over it, it still shows me the windows that are of that application. So I'm going to go to combine when taskbar is full, click apply. So I'm just going to open another window. The taskbar deemed that there wasn't enough space to display all these applications open, so we combined them into its particular group. So you can show them when there's enough space, when there isn't, you can combine them. I always like to combine them, so I'm going to click apply. We've also got use peek to preview the desktop when you move your mouse to the show desktop button at the end of the taskbar, which is this bottom right here. As you can see, there's like a little line. So if I hover here, nothing happens. But if I click it, it actually goes to the desktop. So if I click it again, it opens all the windows. But if I click use peek to preview the desktop, click apply, and I hover there, I'm not going to click it. As you can see, it makes all my windows invisible. It's essentially the equivalent of me hovering over, let's say, File Explorer, hovering over pictures, and all the other windows are invisible now, and it focuses on pictures. But this essentially focuses on the desktop and makes everything else invisible. I actually like that feature, so I'm going to leave that. For some reason, it's not activated by default. I don't know why. Click OK. And now what I'm going to do is just close all these File Explorer icons. So close all windows, close the browser, and now here we have our little, I honestly can't, toolbar. I think it's called the toolbar. The name literally slipped my mind. I think it's the the toolbar in the bottom right, and from here you can access networks, so you can connect to a different Wi-Fi network, you can change the volume, you can access notifications, and from here you can access more little toolbar icons because there isn't enough room. We also have the clock, so you can just at a quick glance see the date and hover over it, but if I click on it, it opens up a full-fledged calendar, which is great. One thing I hated, this is a little rant, but one thing I hated that Windows for quite a number of years is how bad this calendar looked. It looked terrible, especially in Windows 8. They did a big push on this modern UI, or as it was called Metro before they had the little issues with basically the Metro system, and they did not update the calendar. It looked like the old calendar, which I didn't like, but they've updated it now. It looks really nice, so I can just quickly go into it. Let's say, I know my mate rang me this morning or texted me and he said, on the 11th of November, are you free? Because we want to go and see a film. Are you in? I go to November 2015, 11th is a Wednesday. I actually have a day off on Wednesday, so I'll give him a text back later. You can also see the live time ticking away. You can see the date for today, and you can go to date and time settings. So that's it for the Windows 10 taskbar. If you have any questions, feel free to post them on sonarlearning.co.uk/questions.php. That's our education platform with thousands of free videos. There'll be a link in the description, so check that out. Please rate, comment and subscribe, as it does really help keep the content free, and it also helps us provide more videos like this one on a regular basis. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.